All right, Chris, hit me.
Today's shock topic. Best piece of advice for a young or new hunter. Doesn't have to be one. It could be a multiple phase answer.
Okay, that's a good question.
Yeah, that would be a helpful question.
Well,
anyway.
right off the top of my head, here's where I go. My answer would be find a mentor for the outdoors.
Funny. Mine's almost kind of similar.
And the reason I say that is because you know my story. I was raised hunting. You know, we went to deer camp every year, couple days a year, and that was it. You know, and that was my hunting.
Yeah.
Well, I went to work, and I fell in with a guy, Jerry Tumlinson, and he was a hunter.
Yeah.
I thought I was a hunter, and he just took me in, and we went together and we did stuff together, and dude, it made me love it.
Yeah.
I went from a hunter to loving it. And then I started having success because of, you know, the push and the love and the camaraderie that comes with that.
Yeah.
So that's my first easy answer. There's a lot of answers to that.
Oh, yeah. There's thousands of answers.
Yeah.
Sure. So mine kind of falls in line with that, is basically saying, don't take advice from somebody that's not doing what you want to do or you want to become as a hunter or a food plotter or whatever. So
what is up, everybody?
Welcome back to the Hunt Experience Podcast, episode 50. Let's go.
Thank you.
We made it.
I'm still screaming.
Yeah. Hey, they love it. Settle down.
Is that like you felt like in high school when you played ball and stuff? Or?
No, it was mostly booze.
Me too.
We made it to 50, man.
We made it, man. It's awesome.
Yeah. Took us a while.
I was thinking about this too. So I don't know what the exact numbers are. I remember reading it when we first started, but it's like 85% of podcasts don't go past 20.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
we're in
there we go. Top 15 or whatever.
We're in the top then.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Hey, it's getting, it's pretty impressive when you look at some of the numbers that are on, especially Spotify, when you go through the.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You done some, I haven't even looked at the
I've been
numbers.
on there in a little bit, but yeah, I was like, okay,
it's more than 2 dudes now.
Yeah. Or one.
One guy. The relative that was listening.
Yeah. Like, oh, love my grandson. I'm going to watch his podcast.
I'm going to watch it even if I don't like it. But no, seriously, thanks to all the listeners and watchers out there.
Yeah, definitely, man.
This has been fun. I mean, it's there's a lot that goes into it. I don't think people realize how much actually goes into it.
Well, especially on your end. I was telling the guy that the other day, it's like, he does all that stuff, man. It's like, it's above my head as far as, you know, chopping it up, putting the sound in.
Take some time, man.
That's the work. That's the work part. I just show up here and sit down and start flapping my gum.
Well, we could do it without each other. You know what I mean? That's kind of the way I look at it. Yeah. Or I wouldn't listen to myself talk. I could tell you that.
Yeah. No, there's a bunch of guys that do have some of those.
I'm just not that guy. I just
sit there and talk about stuff. It's easier for me to get into it if there's a couple people. And then there's some other, though, and some of them are hunting podcasts. I have like 9 dudes on a panel. Like, that's too much.
Yeah, 6-8 dudes talking at once.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah, just me and you. We're going to keep grinding.
Yeah, keep grinding.
It's fun, regardless.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're on some topics now that a lot of people can relate with.
Yeah.
And which one was it? Was it the one? No, it wasn't your trapping one. What was the last one? I can't even remember what it was now, top of my head. Anyway, it was a bunch
hunting decline.
Yeah. There was a bunch of engagement on that one. So, which that I think affects every hunter out there.
Yeah, I put a clip of that on like even the YouTube shorts and up on TikTok too. And there was quite a bit of traction on that one.
Well, I think a lot of people see it, you know, so. That's what I want to try to do. And that's kind of why we started the shock topic idea and just, we don't practice it. We don't go over it. It's, and you're going to hit me today with one and we'll see. And you get the real take, you know.
We don't practice any of this.
No, and actually we do not. This is totally unscripted. When we first started, we took notes and made plans. And
I used to have a laptop in front of me full of notes and topics and all that stuff. And I was like, just talk.
Let's just talk about what's going on. And
it's kind of how it all started anyway. I mean, sitting there after I killed that big buck, sitting there by the fire pit, just talking for 2 hours.
Sure.
Like, dude, we need to do this on a podcast.
Yep. And it's funny to see how it's progressed because, when we first started, I went back and listened to a couple of them, and they were they're a little rough, because I think we were both just brand new to talking
I was just trying to be too
informative.
I think even the editing side, you were trying to edit out all the
I took our grunts and sniffs and coughs, and it's like that. Okay, I'm not doing any of that.
Yeah. So
let's just do real and
this being a lot, not being so. And we never rehearsed it, but we, like I said, we had like topics and bullet points on my laptop, and like it was a little too formal, I guess you would say.
Yeah. I think this is a whole lot more comfortable, and I think the listener and watcher sees that it's more comfortable.
Even the setup, being able to just look straight at you, and we're sitting there just like we would normally talk. Yeah. I know a lot of times I'll think of stuff I want to call you about, and I won't even call you about it.
I do the exact same thing.
I'm not going to say it yet. I'm going to talk about it on the podcast.
Exactly. I do the exact same thing because, I want that realism.
Sure.
And there's in a world of fake, because everything's fake now.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, these are just two country goofballs that are just talking about hunting and outdoors and all that. And it's real.
Yeah. We're just saying we're not experts in anything, but we're trying a lot of stuff. And, like anybody else, we have opinions. And
Yep. And we're going to give them.
Yeah.
Good or bad, right?
Yeah. No, that's kind of the way we roll.
That is the way we roll. Well, man, for me, these last 2 weeks have been a crazy, just up and down roller coaster ride.
Oh yeah.
Mom,
Paw.
Yeah. And now I'm a grandpa, but I refuse to be called grandpa.
Yeah.
So I am G-pop.
G-pop. Okay.
G-pop.
Yeah.
So
that's got a little kick to it.
Yeah, a little kick to it, a little something different. Yeah. I don't want to be the run of the mill grandpa. Also.
Yeah.
But that went well. Baby boy.
Yeah.
His name's Cody Knox.
Okay.
Yeah. So they took the name. I was honored by that. Had no idea.
Yeah.
Didn't know they were doing that.
Yeah,
of course, they'll call him Knox, but
that's pretty.
It was pretty big, man.
I'd probably get a little choked up over.
Well, Luke come walking out, because we were all there at 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah,
and he hands me the birth certificate or whatever, not certificate, but it's got the feed on it, and everything.
Yeah.
And they had the name, and that's nobody told me. It was a surprise to me.
That's cool.
Yeah, I was just like, whoa, that's pretty awesome. So
no,
that was definitely a high.
Yeah,
and which was good because I've been kind of. Mom's having some health issues. And we've been fighting that, and
Dad's got broken leg.
Well, Dad finally got out of the cast. Yeah, so he's actually out and around a little bit now, which is that'll help your sanity, man. Can you imagine? Can you imagine being down for 6 weeks? No weight bearing for 6 weeks. Ugh.
I had that. I'm not a depressed person at all, but I had that accident where I got burnt, when I couldn't go out of the house. Don't leave if you get an infection.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was the same deal for me. It was dude, I was going nuts. People were dropping off groceries and don't go outside. You get sun on it. If you go to Walmart, you get that infected, you could lose your hand. And that was rough. That was a real rough time, just, being isolated and stuck.
Yeah, no, I get it, man. There's definitely something to, I don't know what they call it, but, when you got to stay down and in a room, and even if you got people around, it's just like, ugh.
Yeah.
I know Christy kind of went through that. She had a neck surgery down almost, like down for 2 months.
Yeah.
And it's like, almost in a bed, and it's like, it really messes with you.
Oh, guarantee it.
Yeah. And how we are, we got to be out doing stuff.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't sit still for a second.
So if I sit still, I'm going to sleep. So
my wife called me yesterday and she's like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, nothing. She's like, what? You're doing nothing? I was like, well, not technically now. I'm building a pool basketball goal, but I just said nothing. He's like, okay. I never call and you say you're doing nothing.
Yeah,
exactly. Doing something.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm working on something.
I do nothing every once in a while, but it's deliberate.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
I'm going to veg. I'm going to veg out
Yeah.
for a little bit here because if I don't,
I kind of did that yesterday, man. I had a bunch of plans to do this and do that. And of course we got 2 big gully washers and, I did some online research stuff on some property stuff, but I mean, it was raining and I just kind of hung out and drank coffee and just watched it rain. Like, this is not too bad either, but my brain still, I just can't shut it off, when it comes to certain things. But, it was kind of nice for the few minutes I was in and out of calmness, just be like, this is fun. I'm just sitting on the porch, drinking coffee, watching it rain and
chilling.
Then I'm thinking, oh no, hope that rain doesn't, get that, glyphosate I sprayed in the creek over onto the lawn, and what else should I do?
all the scenarios.
Yeah.
Well, one thing about it, man, is like I spent a bunch of time with Mom. She was in the hospital and stuff, and just there's nothing. You just in there with her, and you can't really say nothing, do nothing, but you just need to be there, kind of deal. And it's like, okay, when you take time out, you think about we're all so busy all the time.
Yeah.
And there's so many things pulling us 90 different directions.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, okay, I'm going to slow the world down here a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I'll get to that when I can get to that. I'll do this when I can do that. I'm going to be here and do the important thing.
Sure. Yeah.
And life just slows down.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not looking at my phone and you know what I mean? It's like, it was kind of refreshing in a way, but then it really makes you think, how much am I missing, man, about just being just crazy busy all the time?
Yeah.
And slow down and
present.
Yeah. And just kind of realize how good it is and what God's given us and all that, So, I've had time to reflect.
Yeah. No, that's good. I do the same thing. I just went through that not too long ago, and I was actually, on my tractor while I was going through this and just like, man, this is, it could be way worse than, I'm truly blessed, and it's like talking about the slowing down stuff, and it's like, that's kind of like, I don't know, vacation for me. I'll do that. Like, a lot of people taking, I may do it someday, take vacations, go to Yellowstone and see this. And we did that kind of in New York, like go here, go there, wake up, go this, go do that. But like, I go to the beach and it's like phone stays in the room and I'm hanging out by the water. I'm, snorkeling, looking for shark teeth. My brain is not on anything. It's like, that's my one time. It's like, we're taking a vacation because I got to reboot at some point.
Sure. Sure.
And, we're all together and, stuff like that. So, but normally, especially this time of year, and I know when it's coming around, like, I don't really come in. Even last night, I was brush hogging. I got to do a little bit of brush hogging and fixing some of the road that had washed out from the last big rain, which it kind of washed out again as I left the house. I'll have to redo that since I got 2 inches in 20 minutes this morning.
Yeah, it was heavy.
Come in at dark and pretty much every night I'm eating dinner by, 8:30 or whatever, warming stuff up. And then, I can always tell me and the wife, we had a date night. I guess it was like last weekend or something like that. It's like I've got to hit the pause button, even though I need to be doing this. Like I need to do this and this and this and this. Like, all right, she's kind of dropping some hints here. Like, you're just outside all the time. Oh, what? I'm like, all right, let's go, see a movie, go out on a date.
Yeah.
Just shut it down and we'll usually go early, 2:00 and then eat and then come home and, maybe watch another romance show or something like that on TV. So it's like, I'm here. I'm present.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about what I need to do. I'm not doing what I need to do. And I'm going to hit the pause button. So I think that's pretty important. And she's not needy at all, but I can kind of tell at some point, like, all right, I need to, hit the pause button here and like, hey, I'm yours today. Let's do this.
Yeah. Well, that's very important, man. I mean, like I said, unfortunately for a lot of people, and I'm one of them, it takes something drastic to get your attention sometimes. To slow you down and realize, hey, I'm gonna be more present.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I get, I'm like, and I think it's definitely an entrepreneur thing if you're self-employed and you're just, you want
that A-type personality. It's tough.
It's
tough to do it.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And I know like friends and stuff get neglected from me because it's like, I'm so one-tracked. It's like I get on something, dude, and it's like, hey, I didn't talk to you in 2 months. So you mad at me? I was like, no, I ain't mad at you, man.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
What? No, I didn't know it's been 2 months, and it's like, I do that a lot. So,
the
the last couple of weeks for me has just been kind of like, all right, Cody, You got to slow down here a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, I got a bunch of stuff coming up. We got fireworks and all that stuff coming up. And it's hustle, bustle, run, and business. And you know how business is. And so, yeah, it's been good in a way. And, you know, I would like to say those that believe and are into the prayer and thoughts, I would appreciate those for mom and dad, actually, both.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't take that stuff for granted.
Oh,
I've had people hit me with that, and it's like, I appreciate that stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
So, but yeah, so let me go over a few highs. Those were my lows.
Okay.
So, one of the highs is I went out to my stuff out there, and it's like, you can almost hear it growing.
Oh, nice.
Dude, the switch is crazy. The clover is rocking. You know, even the miscanthus, which just...
I saw that.
This is year 4 on the miscanthus.
Year 4? I thought it was older than that.
Yeah, it may be. Maybe 5.
Yeah.
I couldn't quite remember. I was going to go back and look at the video when I made it.
Yeah.
But first time I ever fertilized it.
Okay. You put urea on it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah.
Before rains.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So guys,
I'm telling you, people say you don't need to fertilize switchgrass, but I urea'd mine this year, and I was like, holy smokes, dude! It's like dark green, and like,
you know how long? Oh, my switch is 4 or 5.
Yeah.
One of those. Never fertilized it before.
Yeah.
Fertilized it twice this year.
Yeah.
It's to new heights.
Yeah.
And dude, we got a couple months of growing left.
Yeah. I found, I did a bunch of research. I think I found like maybe 2 dudes and be like, yeah, fertilize it. I was like, you don't need to fertilize it. And which I'm certain you don't, but.
Yeah, you don't. I mean, obviously, it'll grow, but it's like, God, like I was saying, dude, the investment was like, I may have spent $100 total on just urea.
I can't remember what I spent on the.
Well, I know about your corn stuff and all that, but I'm talking about just the, just for the switch.
Yeah.
You know, it was like a bag and a half.
Yeah.
And I did it twice.
First time I bought mine, I think I bought 2 bags.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, I mean, it's not crazy amount of money.
But even that new switchgrass of mine, I've hit it twice. Same thing with you. I hit it again with the corn, and then in a year 1, it's already in most spots. Some spots over there where I really wanted it to come through is still struggling. I think it's a shade issue.
Sure.
But it's probably 8 inches.
Wow.
Yeah. Year 1.
Yeah.
Drilled.
Well, see, what do we call it? Southern blend that you had left.
Yeah.
And I used up this side right here.
Yeah.
Where my stand is. Dude, it's almost caught up to
I don't know what it is about that. I don't know what
but it looks different.
Yeah.
I wonder what that actually is.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something.
Yeah, but it's fast growing.
I told you that story. I recommended it to a guy. He was in Arkansas. They had a bunch of, you don't need to spend extra money on all these comments. I'm like, whatever, dude.
It's worked.
Here's what's happening. He's in my state. I'm telling him what seed I use, and here's the pictures to prove it. But I ain't going to get on a big, I'm going to argue with you about it. And it's, I've got this type of switchgrass. I have this type. This is 3 years old and 2 foot tall. This is 2 years old and 6 foot tall. So
yeah.
Whatever.
Tis what it is.
Yeah, this is just what I got going on. So
exactly. So yeah, there's one. I mean, again, it's kind of back to that taking some time and just seeing some life. And you go out there and you're like, oh, this is a win.
Yeah.
Because we've had all this crazy rain and the temperatures have been like in the 80s.
Yeah, humidity 95%.
Of course, I guess you've seen next week when I move to the tent and we start all the manual labor, it gets in the 90s.
Does it? Yeah.
For like solid.
Yeah, I drove by there. So I go on the chiropractor the other day and I didn't see. I forgot. I bet it's tents out there, but I didn't see it there yet.
Tents tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay.
Yeah, going up tomorrow.
It's got to be fairly quick.
Yeah. Yeah, I got all that stuff arriving together. But anyway, and then so my other big up would be I hit my goal on weight loss.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, which is I'm 2 weeks early.
Oh, there you go.
So I'm not going to quit. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing just to kind of see,
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm down 21 pounds, dude.
Wow, that's crazy.
It is. And it's not been easy. I mean,
no.
I'm not a foodie, so it's probably easier for me than it is most. And most people are like, what do you mean you're not a foodie? Like, dude, growing up, I ate so that I wouldn't be hungry. I never ate for the taste and like be emotionally attached. And I think most people are emotionally attached.
Oh, sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like brought you happiness during your life. I know a lot of the family members are that way of mine. Anyway, so I'm not a foodie. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
But, you have to cut the food down a little bit. It's, you got to get used to that growling stomach if you really want to. So,
mine always gets worse. Like I told you, I've been starting to, I was doing that whole like only eating one meal a day type thing, but I started eating breakfast, and like when I do, it's like by 11, like, oh my gosh, I'm starving.
Yeah, your metabolism's fired. Yeah. Well, you know me, I'm a calorie counter. That's kind of how I've done it for the last few years, and I've had the most success that way because I can track it. It's like, I can stay on top of it.
And that's really
I think that's the key of it,
Yeah.
I thought
burn more than you take in, you're going to lose weight.
Exactly.
Simple.
Yeah, for sure. So anyway, like I said, man, life for me the last few weeks just been ups and downs. And so you pick a spot in the middle there and you live life somewhere. You take the ups, you take the downs.
It's a chapter, like everything else in life. It's a chapter.
Absolutely.
And, every page gets turned eventually. So hopefully this stuff, gets figured out with your mom. And
no kidding.
I guess y'all already doing it, but you probably got to go find somebody that can give you an answer. I mean, I did that crap with my foot was numb. I couldn't lift it up, and then went to foot people and this person and nerve people and physical therapy. And finally, after, 5 or 6 doctors, like, dude, it's your back. Like, what? Like, yeah, it's your back that's causing all this. Like, okay, finally, but there's people out there that know. You just gotta find them instead of like, hey, okay, I don't know what to tell you, get out, and move on to the next patient type deal. Which, I mean, there's so much of that right now.
I went through that on the kidney stuff, kidney stone stuff.
Sure, you did.
Yeah, we went through the gamut.
Yeah,
and then we finally went somewhere where they were like, "Oh yeah, this is your problem, and this is what you need to do to fix it." And it's like 10 years later,
Yeah.
So yeah, you learn.
Yeah.
You learn.
There's some people out there that are truly, truly doing it for the right reason.
Yeah.
Not just like get you in, get you out, and move on. It's like it's kind of like I told you I do the peptide stuff for my back and my shoulder. BBC 157, TB 500, and it's well known that it cures. I mean, there's a lot of people using this stuff. It actually heals tissue and like regenerates it. And I went to my doctor for my shoulder the last time. He's like, well, it's not great, but I don't hate your shoulder. Like, we can operate if you want to, or it's definitely improved quite a bit. Even the tendons reconnected. It's like, well, I've been on taking peptides. It's funny you say that tendon's kind of regrown, and this is a doctor that deals with this all the time. It's like, what peptide? What are you talking about? Like, no clue.
Really?
And it's like, you wonder why. Well, I do. I know why. It's because they can give you different medicines and painkillers and everything else that I guess they make money off of it. I'm not speaking. I actually like the doctor, but for a doctor that deals with that stuff to not know about a healing peptide that actually works.
Yeah.
It's kind of astonishing to me in modern medicine.
Yeah. Well, it's like if they're not connected to it.
Yeah.
Financially.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I hate to be that way too, but I think it's true.
Yeah.
It's
100%.
And I'll dive into a little controversial subject because you brought it up. Cholesterol. I'm not a statins believer.
Yeah. No, I don't. They try to put me on.
Me too.
While I was doing the carnivore, and I was like, nope.
Yeah. Well, they hate it. They call us the internet doctors or whatever, but I did a ton of research.
Me too. Yeah.
On the peptides. I mean, not peptides, on the statin stuff. And it's like, I'm out. No, I'm not doing it. And
well, here's when they put me on mine, I actually took it for the first time before I did research, and like,
mess with you.
Well, 3 days in, I wear these, they're just back when I used to be in shape and run before my back blew out, my leg blew out and all that stuff. I wear these. They're like called Pro compression socks. I just like them. They last forever. And I'll take my socks off, and I'd have this like deep ring, like my ankles are all like swelled up. I'm like, what in the world is going on here? You'll start looking it up. It's like congestive heart failure. And and so I started going through, like, well, what's changed? Like we talk about honey, what's changed? Well, they put me on this statin. I started looking up the statins. Like, well, first I went back to the doctor, like, dude, what's going on here? He's like, well, as we get older, our blood vessels break and your ankles will start swelling. It's like, it just started 2 days ago. Like, what are we talking about here? And it was the medicine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, that's it for me. And the nurse at the time, she was a customer of mine, really nice lady. She's like, you can't just quit taking medicine. I was like, well, I did.
Yeah. cold turkey.
And the ankles are normal size again. I was like, this is freaking me out, man.
Yeah,
like,
no.
You could, it's like I'm talking like 1/4 inch of like fluid or something on my ankles. Like, what are we doing here? Yeah, I'm even up my leg. I could hold my thumb on it. Like, it leaves a mark. I'm like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, jeez.
Plus all the other stuff that rides along. So I'm on the same boat.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Like I said, that's not medical advice. I'm not trying to give any, but
yeah, I may stroke out tomorrow.
Yeah.
You should have been on that statin.
Statin may have helped you.
Yeah, never know.
But yeah, so on, like I said, right now, just taking day by day. And that's what anybody should do anyway, I think.
Sure.
We get caught up in what's coming and all of that, and it'll drive you nuts. So, but yeah, dude, I can't believe I'm a grandpa. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
I feel like a young grandpa, even though I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah. I would consider it. Yeah, I would still say.
And they're moved in close. They're right down the road.
Oh, did they finally get in over there?
Yeah, they're moved in close. Yeah. So built-in babysitters right here. Here we are.
Yeah.
I said, I told him, I said, bring the kid to me when he's 1.5 to 2.
Yeah.
That's when
maybe even 3.
Starting to talk and toddle around. That's because I can't do much right now.
You know when he can cast a fishing pole.
Yeah, well, exactly.
And shoot a BB gun. I'm interested.
Yeah, I'm ready for those sitting in the deer stand live talks.
That's gonna be really cool, man. And that'll be awesome for sure.
Yeah. So different stage in my life for sure, man.
Yeah,
it's like craziness.
Yeah, no question. Well, my ups of the week. I have corn.
I seen. Yeah. How thick is it? That's what I wanted to see.
It's pretty thick.
Did it?
Yeah.
So how consistent was the planting? I was going to ask you that.
Well, some of it's still trying to come up through the thatch. The thatch is what I was afraid of, and the clover. But I mean, you look out through there, and it's kind of everywhere. I just hope I don't look real stupid if I actually get this to work and my rows are all janky.
Oh, yeah. Well, what? 3 of them should be straight, right? Or kind of.
Yeah, a little bit. I did crisscross it. I had more seed in there. So, I got corn.
Sweet.
Which is, we'll see.
That's about half the battle, right? It came up.
The crows started plucking it up when it was real young. I was like, gosh dang it, man. And I was looking up all kinds of stuff like take a battery powered radio and play music, out there, or build a scarecrow, or, all these little things. And even to keep the deer away, same thing. So now I got to survive the deer, which I feel like it's up by 8-10 inches now. If it gets a little bit taller, I think they'll probably just leave it alone. I hope.
Surely they won't browse it because it's not super palatable right now, is it?
You wouldn't think.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just going off like.
I just know what happened to the beans. I was like, oh, dude, I got beans. Oh, I don't have beans.
That's got a lush pod, lush little. This is kind of hard and coarse. I would think they would leave it alone.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
Who knows?
I'm hoping so. And then we just got to make it through the drought. But
yeah.
So we'll see. Fruit trees loaded with fruit.
Awesome.
All but I think one of them is pretty well loaded, and
that's good.
My downs is my wife took me in to shave my beard. So.
I seen that. I've come in and I didn't know who you were for a minute.
Yeah, I told her last night. I said, "Well, your name's not Delilah, but I feel like Samson. I just went and checked the traps and I caught nothing.
Yeah,
so I lost all my power once I shaved my beard." So I don't blame her. And she pulled up and I was outside messing around with the pool. And I was like, don't look at me. Like my testosterone just dropped to 20 whenever I did this. So I've been giving her, even this morning, I was like, don't look at me. I look like a monster.
Well, I was worried about how many trapping followers you lost.
I know. It's going to happen. I'm going to see it plummet, I'm sure. But
your thumbs down.
Yeah. No, I normally start it, like in the wintertime. I just like I hate shaving. I really don't like beards, but I hate shaving more. I'm really a big beard guy, but so in the wintertime, before winter, I'll usually kind of start one going in towards, and then usually right after turkey season, I'm gonna nix this thing. Well, I did a big it was just on a whim. I went out there and cut the nice lawn around my pool. The rest of my grass is just weeds, but around the pool, it's a pretty nice lawn. I was like, man, I'm going to dethatch it. You know what? I need a core aerate. Oh, I'm going to do a leveling, a sand and, compost leveling. So next thing you know, I'm calling all these people trying to rent this stuff. And 3 days later, I got it done. So, it was 14,000 pounds. It's a sand compost mixture, and I hand shoveled it into this spreader deal. So I was getting a workout out there, and it was hot, and it was like, oh, I got to get rid of this beard. And then I started getting tan season, or I don't really get too tan. I have more of a red hue to me than anything.
Yeah.
But anyway, I knew if I was like, I don't shave this thing off now, I'm going to have some really funky tan lines. When I do shave it off, it's going to look pretty weird for a while.
Yeah.
And we got vacation coming up here in a couple of weeks, so it's like, better just get rid of this thing and get it all evened out. But yeah, I called her Delilah last night.
Yeah, ain't got no power left.
Let me shave my beard. So, but yeah, man cave is almost done. I was trying to figure out a way to organize my ammo. That's really the only thing I had done. I got the closet deal and put the scent crusher deal, mounted it to the closet wall. So you just open the door, click it on, and close it. And
Nice.
But the ammo was the big issue. It's like, man, I got this and that, and I got it over here. So I found these deals on Amazon. They're like $5.99, $6.99. It'll be for $45.70, 45 9mm, and it holds the 100 rounds per box. It has a little sticker that says 9mm. So I got all that in yesterday. So hopefully this weekend I'll get all my ammo organized and get it, and then get it in an area, and then may put a desk in there. But I got some curtains for it, and I got a bow hanger that says like Matthews on it. I need to get hung up in there. So a couple more steps and that'll be done. So another thing off the
project.
Yeah.
You can check mark.
This time of year is nuts, man, when you're trying to get the pool open, and
had
to get a new table for outside. So I had to build all the chairs and the table, 1,400 nuts and bolts and parts to put the table and chairs and, all that stuff together. So it's like, it's going to be a rush of trying to get all this stuff kind of wrapped up, and then, food plot and trap and, everything else. But yeah, it's been good. It's been crazy. But
yeah, me too, man. So another high you just made me think of, because I've got a camera. You'd be proud of me. I got a camera running because I normally don't do that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
On my plot out there.
Yeah.
And the clover's just crazy. So there's been deer in it. And dude, I'm almost certain I got a buck we called the 9 last year. You remember him?
Yeah.
Real tall.
You can already tell?
Yeah.
Well, see, mine are in velvet or coming in. But I can't really tell where they're going to be yet.
Oh, he's already outside of his ears. He's already started up, and he's already started the 9th point on the same side. So I know it's him. And I did a little research, and he bailed September 21st is when he left.
Okay.
And I didn't have him the rest of the season, so he went away.
Yeah.
So
after we talk bachelor groups break up, he's gone.
Yeah, that big shift.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you wrong. It was October 6th.
Oh, really? Okay.
Not September, October. Okay. That's when it was. The first part of October there.
Okay. That's a little better.
We actually could have taken the deer, you know what I mean? In bow season.
Yeah.
If he would have, came out, but he didn't come out. But yeah, he bailed on the 6th of October. That's what it is. Yeah. So anyway, I had to go look because I was like, oh, that looks like him. Looks like him. So I started, I got a good picture of him and pulled it up, compared it, and like, oh yeah, there's no doubt.
Yeah.
So can't tell anything as far as if he's going to put on size or anything yet.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
You just can't tell.
Once I get full horn with velvet on them, you think all of them are Johns. Like, oh my gosh. And then they shed and you're like, he's pretty spindly.
Yeah. Well,
I saw some of mine, not saying that buck, but
yeah. But the cool thing is he's 5.
Yeah.
And I know he's 5.
Yeah.
And so that's looking up for here. And I didn't expect it. Like I said, I've got that Walmart camera. Can never remember the name of it.
Yeah. You said that every time.
Tacticam.
There you go.
Yeah. And it's got the solar panel on it.
Yeah.
And I just put it and faced it. We got plenty of sun.
Yeah.
When it ain't raining, we got plenty of sun. And and when it's on the plot, you don't get hardly any pictures. So it lasts. And so I ain't having to mess with that. And and there's probably 5 or 6 in a group. Oh,
really? Yeah, I've got a group of 3. They all look young though.
Yeah. Yeah. Now a lot of these do too.
I don't even think I have a 3.5-year-old in the group.
But I do have potentially the 10. I don't know yet. Like you said, it's too early to tell.
Yeah.
But when they come out straight out the sides, and he's already got eye guards,
structure,
and they're this far apart, I'm thinking, this could be him. Yeah. So I'm hoping, dude, fingers crossed, because that's the
buck.
Especially
if you have history and his horn structure, like you can kind of tell what's going to happen.
So normally when I play the game, I don't start till August.
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
Oh, yeah.
Until they're already developed.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm going to put a camera out here. I'm back to a clover field like I used to do. And they're hammering it, because it's lush and green. We've had all this rain.
Oh, yeah.
So that's another high point. I mean, that's definitely cool to see. And that's something I never do. I know you said, man, I leave cameras running all year. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, I mean, you don't get a whole lot of action on them.
Yeah, sure. But I'm just saying.
On the corridors, I just never go out there and really mess around. I think my whatever plan I'm on's like, I don't know, 50,000 pictures or something. So I just leave them out there.
Yeah. I get it. No, I get it.
I did, I was running traps day before yesterday, and right on the edge, I was checking the one on that little kill plot. So it's next to the my old food plot, which I turned into a switchgrass plot.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a little fawn standing right there next to that little bedding.
Nice.
So I'm sure I hadn't gone in there because I bet they're bedding down in there. But
I had my first pictures of fawns.
Really? So I haven't had a picture yet. But then yesterday I was brush hogging, just like, I'm talking like the highline wire beside my house.
Mm-hmm.
And I turned around and kind of went up a little bit, and she was like in my driveway. A little fawn hopped up and like took off. I'm like, what are you doing right here? Like, Jiminy,
you where Mom stashed me.
You got all this woods out here, and you're right here next to all these barking dogs and everything else. But I don't know if it's the same one or not. But I think I have one or maybe two fawns, which
good.
I normally always do. And then I rolled out on and got a really good view finally of both the hens were together, and I rolled up out of the eastern corridor. And I just cut through that area to go check the other trap over there. And I kind of just roll through there quietly because I never know. Like golf cart, you can sneak up on some stuff. And both the hens were in the big food plot with all their poults.
Nice.
And it was really cool because, they almost looked like little spiders, them little poults. They were just kind of running around everywhere. And the hens were kind of like, pick, 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 hey, come on. Yeah. And they kind of went towards the hay bales, but
that's cool.
There was 12 poults in all. And the two hens were in there, so it was really, really cool to see. And they weren't super, like they didn't take off flying or running away.
Yeah,
they kind of just walked out of the food plot pretty slowly, and they were calling the hens like, "Hey, let's get out of here."
That's cool. Yeah,
we got a fat man in the food plot.
That was your goal, and here it is.
Yeah, well, I've got to look at them before, but this is the really. I mean, I got to watch them for probably minute and a half, 2 minutes.
Nice.
So it's cool to see.
Yeah. I bet everything's loving the plot, and
oh yeah,
you know what I mean.
Well, it's got
all that clover in there, man. They love that.
I can't believe how thick that clover is.
Yeah, it's awesome,
man. It's like that's awesome. Insane. I'm not even trying.
Yeah, no, that's leftovers.
Yeah,
clover's something, man.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, I'm super pumped with this out here with that frost seed. I just, I'd frost seeded one other time. I always plant in the fall.
Yeah.
Typically, I don't frost seed.
Yeah.
But I didn't, I only planted one little portion. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to do that frost seeding just to see and really give it a shot. And I think it takes mowing. So I've mowed it 4 times to keep the competitive crap down to where the clover gets up enough.
Yeah.
And now that the clover's up, it's like shading out everything else. So, no, I'm really happy with it, dude. I mean, I bet it is 80%. Probably now.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really done well. So, guys, if you've never tried the frost seed, you can frost seed it.
Dude, I'm telling you. I gave that guy advice here a while back. It was asking me about the drill situation. Like, some of my best switchgrass I've planted in like December.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it that stuff on the northern end is like, that's not drilled. And that's all that stuff I planted in like maybe even January. I don't know, but I threw it tilted up, threw it in the ground.
Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah. And it stratifies when it does that. Yeah. That freeze and thaw. So there's definitely something to be said for that because it sucks it right into the ground.
It definitely works. And I've had it fail, but I think the reason why it failed is because I'm battling that old shell road that I'm trying to amend that soil. And like, I got to do, I've got switchgrass in there now, but it's like where other stuff's like 8 inches, it's like 2 inches.
Yeah. It's struggling still a little bit.
But you never know how, what switchgrass is, next year it may like, oh my gosh, this stuff's blowing up out here.
For sure.
You never know.
Yeah, for sure. I went to the back plot here. It's so wet, dude. I bet. I fixed the tractor. I told you that, didn't I? Yeah.
Last time
the
I
big
talked
tractor.
To you were trying to get the tank back in it.
I got it back in it. It liked to killed me.
Yeah.
But I got it back in it. I drove it back there, and of course I, 2-foot ruts. It was a bad idea.
Oh,
anyway,
gosh.
all of that rye has already went to head.
Yeah.
And started to fall. So I'm like, we ain't going to worry about,
He's going to have
just go with it.
Yeah.
Just go with it. So I'll probably, once we get to the fall planting, just plant into it. You know what I mean? Whatever's there.
Yeah.
Just drill right directly into it.
Sure.
And just go with it. I may spray it. I may need to, because I think I'm going to have a bunch of competitive stuff in there just because sections of it is open now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the bad part about not crimping. It's not so much the seed heads as you get that.
Sunlight to the ground.
I probably have like 2 little like briar things growing in my food plot, and that's it. And normally that's actually right there kind of where the plot screen was, and I raked it all out and exposed the soil.
Oh, okay.
But I'm pretty weed free, man.
That's good.
Yeah. You don't have to really, that's one cool thing about that is like crimping that stuff over. And this year was the best year I've had crimping. Mine was low when I crimped it last year. This year I had quite a bit of height on it. And next year without the trees, I think
you'll have a lot of height.
Epic. Yeah.
For sure. And you've already amended your soil.
Yeah.
See, I haven't done that yet.
Oh, yeah.
And I need to do that in the summer here. So that way everything can start working in before the fall planting season gets here. So I will do that soil test on mine.
I got mine back, and it actually... we already talked about this? Can't remember. Anyway.
You did a video on it. I know that.
Okay.
Yep. I don't know that you actually said anything on here.
Okay. Yeah, I got it back, and it was pH was 6.5,
which is good.
Right where I wanted to be.
So that tells you we did it right.
Yeah, I was going to go in there and throw pelletized lime out with my urea, and I'm kind of glad I didn't waste the money on it because
didn't need it.
Yeah, I'm right there where I need to be. And then it said I needed 150 pounds of phosphorus.
Okay.
And 50 pounds an acre. So basically, yeah.
So you're doubling it.
No, so it was 150 total of phosphorus and 25 pounds an acre of potash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I went ahead and put that in. So, I mean,
you added it to it?
Should be perfect. And this I needed 40 pounds of nitrogen, and I put 400. So I think I'm good on that.
Yeah. Corn needed it.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
But yeah, it was really close, man. Everything was, they also had like I wish I could remember the name of it now. Anyway, they had like your, I forgot what they called it. Gosh dang it. Anyway, how well your soil holds. I forget all the technology now.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
How it holds, and mine was up there pretty good. And they say, once you get up to in the 20s, it's like you're now organic soil. You're considered organic soil. So it's like I'm interested to see
if that improves.
That number changes as we start crimping and building that soil, like what that number does. Because that's kind of one of my goals now. Like, I want to get in the 20s.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's farmland.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Black farmland.
Yeah.
That's always been a goal here because it's, soil's kind of tough here.
Sure.
I feel like where I plant my front plot has been like the best soil on the whole property, like everywhere around me.
Sure.
Because I'm at the lowest, I'm down bottom, and I feel like that's years of topsoil. But even at that, I've had to amend it a lot.
Oh, sure.
You know what I mean? To get it where you want it. And, I forget what we did 2 years ago. It was a lot.
Yeah, it was quite a bit.
I
was trying to remember how much fertilizer we initially put on mine. It was like 600 pounds.
It was enough that I didn't need to tell my wife how much I spent.
Yeah.
Because we went together on it.
Oh, yeah. We bought a buggy of it. Yeah. I think, I want to say we put like 600 pounds on mine alone.
Well, remember we put it all on the farm account, and we had that combined total, and I was like, holy cow.
Yeah. Fertilizer was no joke, man.
We spent some money.
Yeah.
But it was worth it. I mean, it definitely made it pop for sure.
So. Well, we talk about the palatability of it too. Let's say the soil
I believe it
is right. You're going to get a lot more action because it's just, it's a better food for the deer and it tastes better.
Sure.
I don't know if that's true. I don't have deer taste buds, but
I
did it in an apple off my tree the other day and it was pretty dang good.
Did you?
Yeah. So, I don't know. But I mean, I think, if you're going to do it, why not why not get it dialed in, get a soil sample?
Well, and that's, like I said, 2 years ago, we did that. And like this frost seeding, I think that's one reason it did so well.
Yeah.
Because my pH was right.
Yeah.
Or close.
Oh, sure.
You know what I mean?
For your clover.
Yeah. And then the clover just
Clover is supposed to be up in the 7s, huh?
7 is what they say. Yeah.
7.
Yeah. In the 7's kind of ideal for clover. So yeah. But I mean, it's done well. Like I said, I mean, I literally I'm not kidding you. I spent $35.
Yeah.
And I walked around with a hand.
Yeah.
And I put it out and that was it.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this is done really well.
Blowing up.
Yeah. Cheap. But we did all the work ahead of time. I do need to say that.
Yeah, sure.
The ground is in really good shape.
Yeah.
For us anyway, it's in good shape. So,
yeah. Once you get those numbers dialed in, I honestly believe that. I mean, like I said, mine is like, it was, everything I looked at on mine was almost right where it needed to be. And it's like, man, add just a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So it was like, your first thought is, what's phosphorus going to do? I mean, really, it was like, no, I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
That way I know I'm 100% dialed in. Like, it
this
doesn't
is what
get
they recommend.
any better than this. I got my crimping going on. So it's like, I might as well just do it every year. And if it costs you $50 or $100, it's like, eventually I figured, the fertilizer side, we're already seeing that kind of going away, but the pH side, I don't know. I don't know what the crimping process will do to that to see if I got to come back under the buggy and lime or.
Yeah, I think we'll probably have to do that.
Yeah.
Just on the lime side.
Yeah.
For sure. But I mean, who knows? I mean, agricultural lime, man, you can get 3 to 5 years, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And what they recommend. I know
so
that's
we're
what
on
I did.
Year 3 with mine, and it was right on the
Still
money.
dialed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember, dude, your first soil test was like 5.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
5.2 or something?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it was low.
It was low.
Yeah,
it was low.
Yeah.
And so if you're at 6.5 after a whole 2 years here, or a year and a half, whatever it is.
Oh, it's been longer than that.
Has it?
Put that out, yeah.
Has it really?
I think so.
Golly, time's flying. Anyway, that tells you that agricultural lime holds on for the good.
And that plot had a little bit of wash to it. You look at
down the center,
the drone footage of it, you can see this big wash deal. That's really kind of gone away because I got that big mat in there. I'm not really tilling it up anymore.
Exactly.
So I think I'm definitely holding everything there.
And there's definitely that moisture aspect like we talk about.
Yeah.
That mat holds.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we learned that.
Yeah. Because
my gosh.
Well, you remember last year we were probably 6 weeks into that mega drought, and you go out there and flip over some of that mat, and it'd be black.
Oh yeah,
like it was wet.
Yeah,
and it's like,
believe it when I decided, I was like, "Hey, dude, I'm drilling," and like,
you
started drilling.
Yeah,
started drilling. It's like, look at this, man. You get down 2 inches, and it's like almost has like a dark, wet layer underneath this thing. Like it's keeping the heat off of it, and like keep it from drying out. So
it's legit.
Yeah, next year I'm really looking forward to my crimp deal because I think I'm going to make a huge impact without those trees in there and really have everything, and the deer don't ravage it. Should be 6 feet tall, which I mean, I think the trapping deal actually helped me out a bunch on that. Just running that trap line every day, and I think I'm just keeping a lot of the deer pushed off.
Yeah,
and I think that played a part in.
Oh, as far as browse pressure and stuff?
Because that first year, it's like y'all's rye was neck high, and I was like up to my knees. I'm like, dude.
Yeah. Oh, you got hammered for really late.
Yeah.
But that just tells you, though, your setup and the way it is there's not much food around.
Yeah.
Preferred food.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And late in the year, we've known this now. Going on what year are we for?
Yeah.
That, you're a late season
for sure
destination because there's nothing else. Once some acorns are gone, and we had a huge acorn crop last year.
Boy, did we.
Huge. And once they start drying up and rotting and all that, you get the attention.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. I mean, and you know how mine lays out. I'm more of an early season guy.
Yeah.
I get a few rut stuff happening, and then I go pretty ghost town here, even with all the food.
Yeah.
So this tells you that they got probably thicker places to go with food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, that's kind of the way I look at it.
Yeah. I talked to a friend of mine yesterday. He rents, mini X's and skid steers, and he's got a setup with the cage and the forestry mulcher and all that stuff on it. Like, I maybe after deer season this year, I'm considering going in and really just like some of those spots that you can't. Well, down on the southern end where it's just like dark and nothing's really growing in there, and just going down and cut some stuff and just mulching up. He said he'll do like maybe 5-inch big around stuff and just clearing off a bunch of stuff and letting it all thicken up in strategic places. I think even over there towards where I bought that other little chunk of land back in there a little bit, because nothing's really happening in there at all. It's just kind of like
Yeah.
I got that one stand sitting in there. I don't hunt it too often because it seems to be more of a doe. Hadn't really had a whole lot of buck activity on that side for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm. The only advice I'd give on that, and I just off the top of my head, is, don't make it where you can't get in your good stand. You don't want deer like laying right there.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you could do that. You could go in there and open it up and like turn it into a jungle, and you'd be bumping, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just my thought.
Yeah.
But I mean, who knows? Who knows? No, and if your house plot works, I mean, I think you're getting close to that working.
Switchgrass there is banging too.
Yeah.
Oh, also my plot screen's working really well there too that I didn't plant this year.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you get some regrowth, did you?
Oh dude, I got some of it's like, it's in like a little clump, almost looks like, that's not switchgrass, but it's like 4 or 5 of them grown together. It's like 5 feet tall.
Oh yeah.
Still
rocking.
What in the world?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the plot screen's doing pretty good out here. So
I was going to ask you,
it's coming on. It's probably, I probably got some 2 to 3 foot stuff now.
Okay, nice.
And it's
pretty uniform.
It kind of. I mean, it's a little wavy. I mean, some of it's shorter and it's behind. You know, and again, I gripe about this every year, but it's like when you get a 5-inch flood.
Yeah, I know.
Seed washes, depths change, everything changes. And the drill will amend some of that for sure. But no, I mean, I think it'll probably fill in pretty close to the same.
Yeah.
Where I replanted the sections will be behind, but that's okay. I don't, it's all.
Who knows? It still may max out though.
It very well could.
It's got plenty of time.
It very well could. And I know that the soil is good. You know what I mean? So
sure,
it's got what it needs.
Yeah.
I did hit it with urea too.
Yeah.
That's what I was telling you. I went in there and hit that plot screen, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to hit the switch with what I got left, and then I'm going to hit the Miscanthus a little more, and so that's why I did it twice.
Yeah, yeah.
So everything is popping, as they say.
Stuff's powerful. That whenever I looked at the corn, they were saying 200 to 280 pounds per acre.
Wow.
Of urea, straight urea. I went with the 200 route. Like, I'm going to do 4 bags and see what happens. I've already bought 2, so
I'm going for it.
And she is not cheap.
No, it is not. That's for sure.
I was thinking about this the other day after doing my lawn. I did core aeration. You play baseball, I'm sure you've probably seen the cores laying on top of the ground, baseball fields and all that stuff. And I did it to get all that compost down those holes and my fertilizer down those holes and all that stuff. And it's supposed to add oxygen, help with compaction. And it got to me thinking. I was like, I wonder what would happen if you did that to a food plot.
Might do well, huh?
I don't know. I want to ask it on some form, but I want people to think I'm stupid. But if it helps for lawn, why not? Why not? Why would it not work for?
I don't know. Yeah, it's a good question.
Yeah,
warm season grasses.
I can't find any answers to.
Right.
It's like, is anybody doing this? It wouldn't matter if you're tilling it up every year, but if you're doing you're doing the no-till process, I'm like, seems like it makes sense.
Would it add more?
Yeah.
Would it help? Not. Who knows?
Wouldn't take long to do. I mean, that machine will tow you around the yard. I almost went through my fence a couple times. So
really?
Oh yeah.
Get you
the
going.
Spikes are actually pulling you along.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Yeah, I can imagine. Huh. Yeah, it's a good question.
Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to think about that, but our buddy Brent Westbrooks, he wants to come on the podcast. We need to get a date. I told him in July you'll be hooked up with the 4th. And then I think the weekend after the 4th, I'll be gone for that. I'll be gone a weekend for a little anniversary trip. So,
well, I'll have a week vacation in there somewhere because
I know he takes one after the 4th.
We're usually
at some point, but I don't know.
Having to recover.
I don't know when it'll be. But it's like probably the last 2 weekends of July would be the best. But I was gonna say I'll get with you and he wants to come on the podcast.
Heck yeah, it'd be awesome.
Come to the pool and hang out. We'll all throw some cornhole bags or something.
That sounds like fun, man. Heck yeah. Did he pull the trigger on one, or is he still shopping? Yet. Still shopping?
No, I haven't pulled one on there yet. So he's got some health issues. He's
you had told me about that
working through. So he's kind of waiting to see what happens with that before he decides.
I can understand that for sure.
He's ready to go for sure. And
awesome.
His stuff already looks great, man. He sent me a picture. He's got corn and beans and all kind of stuff over there in Kentucky. So it's like,
sweet.
He has like a little really cool 1-row corn planter. Like it's old school, but it's like, dude, that thing's awesome.
Yeah.
Like you could probably find one of those at like some yard sale deal or something. You know what I mean? Like it's probably like from the 40s or something. But
if it works for you, we may have to figure something out
Well,
on a corn planter.
Well, I know you already said that. Yeah, I was like, man, if this corn actually comes up, and I want it to be like really uniform and rowed out like it should be, like just probably even just what I would really like to have a 2-row planter, but that'd be the best situation for that size food plot.
Something our tractors could handle, and
yeah. If it actually works, it's definitely going to keep happening. I feel like that would be like crazy good to have the cover, the food, and then the strip down the middle. Oh my gosh, yeah,
that would be awesome. I was out in the middle of nowhere on a run. I think it was last week now. Me and Lex, and dude, we come into this bottom, and it was, I don't know how big this field was, Chris. It had to be 300 acres. Biggest cornfield I've ever seen in my life. You could not see the end of it. I mean, it was just like as far as you could see, and it was impenetrable. And I thought, man, this is what Chris needs right here. We'll bring one of them $500,000 combines in.
Yeah, there you go.
2 swaths and we're good. But no,
make 2 passes down it.
How cool would that be,
If it actually works. I mean, it's one of those deals that
you wanted to try it.
I started thinking about it. It's like, dude, how awesome that, it's one of these thoughts you're sitting in the tree stand, looking like, what if this was a cornfield and you had,
green strip in the middle?
You let it grow, you let it put off the corn. It's like 90-something day corn, so it should be ready about the time food plotting, and go in there and brush hog that section out. So now I've got corn spread all over, and now I'm going to plant a green strip down the middle with the trifecta,
and hardly any coons.
And hardly any coons. Yeah,
because you've handled that.
Yeah, it's getting slower. I don't know. I may be running out.
I stopped at 19.
Really?
I have not caught anything in 4 days.
Yeah.
And I really
rain usually slows me down because I feel like it just kind of. I've been putting the golf balls on top, but even then, I look it down there. It's like it kind of washes away. So
that's what
I think the rain's
too.
going to be moving out for a while, so I think I'll probably go out and bait everything up again tonight. And
that's kind of the way I'm in the same situation.
Because I did get a picture of one next to a water hole down on the southern end. I know I got that one trap down there on the south. I hadn't really tried to trap down there at all because I've been focusing around the corn area, which I'll continue to do. If one moves in the area, I want to be able to catch him before he starts jacking the beanstalk in my corn post. There.
Well, I told you my measure is if I set my trash out.
Yeah.
Dude, I set trash out and forgot about it for 2 days untouched.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I've done something here.
Another benefit.
It was untouched. I'm like, what in the world? I mean, it's always been instant as soon as if I set trash out, because
that's interesting. Yeah, I never even thought about that.
Well, my wife, like I said, has got the super smells and she can't handle anything stinks. So it's like, can you set that trash out? It's like, we ain't getting the trash picked up for 3 days, It's like, I can't stand it, So
anyway, I make the trash people come all the way to my house. So I just walk it from the house straight out to the camp and dump it in.
Yeah, you got more pull than I do.
No, here's where I live. Come and get it. Which, to be fair, I went around with those 6 straight weeks. I had to call them and tell them I didn't get picked up. I got 2 months and 2 weeks free from old cards.
Yeah.
My wife was like, "Wow, you can't talk to him like that." I'm like, going up the ladder, babe. I'm getting this,
making this happen.
Like, it's Memorial Day weekend. We're having people out, which it rained everything out anyway. And I was like, I want somebody out here today pick up my trash. And it was like 4:50 and like 6:15. Beep, beep. Trash truck comes on over there. Like, my wife's like, I didn't think that would work, but
squeaky wheel, as they say.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So that's life. Corn's looking good. I'm pretty pumped about that. Everything else is just a lot more projects, a lot more work, but I'm slowly knocking them out. So I think I still not even done with the first rental place yet. I think I just picked up another one, so I'll be working on that deal. It's actually mom's rental. I'm buying the 3 acres and that rental from her right there. So
oh, you are?
Yeah.
So okay.
She's keeping her place up front and renting it out, but I'm going to get that.
So you're going to have another rental going?
I don't know what I'm going to do with it, man.
You're going to get rid of it? Don't know yet?
I kind of want it off that property, so I'm thinking about maybe buying a lot somewhere and just putting it on there and
see, that's what I would do.
Fixing it up, And
I would still rent it, but I'd get it away from my place.
That's kind of my plan.
Yeah,
I really don't want to rent her there. And eventually when Mom's decided to sell hers, then I'll do probably the same thing with that. And then probably build a lake right there is my plan.
Yeah. big pond.
Yeah. But so I think looks like I'm probably going to be getting that. So I've got another project I need to do. And I need to figure out fairly quickly what I want to do with it, because I'm almost contemplating like, man, if I pay X amount of dollars for it and I go set it on a half an acre somewhere, and it's in good shape. It's got a new roof on it, AC, everything works. Needs a dishwasher, but maybe carpet and 2 bedrooms. It's dirt cheap. And you can either reappraise it and pull your equity out, or just sell it and basically get that 3 acres for free. You know what I mean? So
sure.
I don't know what I want to do yet.
I haven't decided.
Still spinning my wheels on. I'll have to talk to myself.
You got options.
Yeah. So that's another project I'll have going on, which I got it all brush hog last night. They hadn't mowed it in forever. So I was like, well, I went ahead and said yes to the deal. So I might as well go ahead and start cleaning it up now. So I brush hogged all around it and got it all cleaned up. And they still got some stuff they got to get out of it and clean up. They're promising me they're going to do that for me. So it's nothing like my last, my first purchase.
That one was rough, wasn't it? Yeah, that one was rough.
I sold that one for pennies on the dollar just because I
didn't
want to look inside of it.
Yeah, just to get it out.
The guy that moved was like, "What'd you sell this thing for?" Oh my God, that's like $30,000 too low. I'm like, I don't even care. I just wanted it off the property.
Get it out. Get it out of here.
Yeah. So.
I'm flipping to fireworks mode here.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I was thinking back 16 years.
That's crazy.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's like
I had somebody text me the other day, and it was like, I didn't even know the number didn't come up as a number. It's like, do you still do fireworks? That was the text.
Really?
I'm like, no, I don't. And I told them where your location was going to be.
Wait.
That was it. Never heard a word back. I don't know who it was. Somebody that knew I sold fireworks at one time. I mean, how long has that been? I don't even know.
Dude, that was way back there.
It was a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah, that was way back there. That had to be 12, 13, 14.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
That's about the time frame, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I didn't have them in my phone. And so anyway, so I told him where you were going to be. So like, go get them.
Yeah, go get them. Heck, come on. We'll take it. But yeah, I'll be flipping that way. So that actually starts tomorrow. So I'll be doing something every evening after work now and then I'll move over there.
Oh, are you this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll move over.
I thought you may have the sister.
I could. I just, it's a safety thing, and I'll be right on top of them like I always am. And I got cameras and all that stuff. So I don't know. It's just, I probably don't have to anymore, but it's like, I don't really want to put anybody in that position.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, totally. Yeah. I wouldn't do it. I'd put somebody in that position.
Oh, I know you would, but you got a whole slew of employees. So,
yeah. Go over there.
You have let go. You have relinquished the trust in someone else thing. I still struggle with
that. Yeah. Either do it or find another job. I don't know what to say.
Trust somebody or find somebody else, right?
Yeah. I had an old business guy tell me a long time ago, back when I was kind of struggling with having to do every single well, not me. I got a business partner in the body shop, but, and he says, man, he had like an audio business. So he went in a lot of these restaurants and like put up all their TVs and the Hooters and the, all this stuff. Like that's their sound systems. And he did homes and he was an older gentleman. He said, man, Chris, I tell you this, is like you get to a point to where you hire people to do the work and either it works or it goes under, and either way you're better off. Because you can't do everything.
Well,
you're gonna die at 50.
You had told me that. That was your advice to me. Like, dude, find somebody good and hire them and do it. And it's just like such a big step for me, man.
Sure. Yeah.
Because it's a trust thing almost.
Yeah.
I'm I wouldn't say I'm a perfectionist, but I'm like I want my thumb on everything.
Yeah.
My thumb of approval, and it's tough.
I was that way for years. Me and Joe talked about it. I know. It's like we would hire a body guy, and we'd actually slow down because we would both spend so much time watching the body guy to make sure he was doing it right and tell him how to do it. It's like, this is a waste of our time. We get to be doing it ourselves rather than telling him how to do it. And like, something's got to change. We got to hire better body people or we got to let go a little bit. So it's like, you start, because he's just like me. We kind of start reeling that back as the years go by.
Sure. That's probably wisdom. Mine's not.
It's a kind of necessity, honestly. Like for me, it was like I'm I don't want to do. I mean, I was doing every single, from sweeping floors, washing out the paint booths, changing the filters, painting the cars, doing the body work, helping with the detail. Like, oh my gosh, I can't do all this. And especially once you get busy,
Yeah. You definitely have a good business, and that's got a lot to do with it. And I'm, my business is good too. Don't get me wrong, but I'm still to the point where I can't take the leap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like I can't anyway. So with the, mine's a little different business, not as sought after as yours is, obviously, but.
Yeah, you kind of got your own little niche market.
It's true.
What you do.
It's rare. I mean, there's not many of us out there, but
business is up and down with no matter what you choose. So there's going to be. I tell the boy that with his lawn deal, and so he bought that mower. I was like, "Well, how's it going, man? I'm getting nervous. Yeah, what are you getting nervous about? No, I got a lawnmower payment now. On top of everything else. I'm like, you don't need to be worrying about it right now. You worry about that in the wintertime when you don't have no lawns to cut. And he called me the other day. He's like, Dad, just picked up 5 more lawns today. Like, there you go, man. Like, now you're up to, I don't know what he's up to, 11, 12, 13, and he's doing landscaping on the side too. And,
lace them up, boy.
Yeah. So, that's what he told me. He's like, you in Greenwood? Like, no. Lawnmower stuck. Like, well, figure it out. I mean,
handle it.
Yeah. Ask them if they got to come along or find a little piece of chain link or something like that to throw down. He wasn't like buried. He was like spinning on top of the grass. It was like a slight hill, and he comes over that day. He's like, yeah, that went wrong. And then something else went wrong. That was supposed to be doing this other job. And that lawn's supposed to take me 40 minutes. It took me an hour and 20 because I got stuck. I was like, welcome to life. Man.
Yeah.
Like, you want to be busy. Now you're busy.
Welcome to business, brother.
Yeah. You wanted to be busy. Now you got busy problems.
Exactly.
You're 20 minutes late. It throws your whole day off. And now you're mowing at 8 o'clock at night. And then, there you go. That you got. So, just keep going. Okay.
All right, Chris, hit me.
Today's shock topic. Best piece of advice for a young or new hunter. Doesn't have to be one. It could be a multiple phase answer.
Okay. That's a good question.
Yeah. That would be a helpful question.
Well,
anyway.
Right off the top of my head, here's where I go. My answer would be find a mentor for the outdoors.
Funny. Mine's almost kind of similar.
And the reason I say that is because my story. I was raised hunting. We went to deer camp every year, couple days a year, and that was it, you know, and that was my hunting.
Yeah.
Well, I went to work and I fell in with a guy, Jerry Tumlinson, and he was a hunter.
Yeah.
I thought I was a hunter, and he just took me in, and we went together and we did stuff together, and dude, it made me love it.
Yeah.
I went from a hunter to loving it. And then I started having success because of, the push and the love and the camaraderie that comes with that.
Yeah.
So that's my first easy answer. There's a lot of answers to that.
Oh, yeah. There's thousands of answers.
Yeah.
Sure. So mine kind of falls in line with that, is basically saying, don't take advice from somebody that's not doing what you want to do or you want to become as a hunter or a food plotter or whatever. So if they're, because I kind of did that a little bit. It's like, oh, I need to do. And they're like, wait, do you even have a food plot, or do you even what's going on here? Like, so, and I say I took advice, but I mean, I'm sure I did my research other than, the location of my original food plot or, wind stuff. And, I had a couple people that I hunted with early on that really didn't know what they were doing. And, there's nothing, I'm not saying anything against them, but I figured it out, a little bit better way once you kind of learn.
Sure.
So that was mine. Is like kind of the same thing. You find a mentor, but don't take advice from somebody that's not doing, not who you want to be as a hunter. Or, food plotter or whatever. So,
well, what was cool to me, and I still remember it. I remember being that 17, 18 years old, somewhere in there, and being excited about hunting.
Yeah.
And to see an adult be ate up with hunting.
Yeah.
I just thought that was the coolest thing because, you think, well, it's just something that I feel, but then you run into somebody that's a mentor that feels that way. And you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm in. And, that got me real big into bow hunting. That got me into hunting every season. That, for a long time there, I filled every tag. I was ate up with it. And that's what really propelled me into I mean, to this day,
Yeah.
waking up every day and thinking, okay, I need to check this plot and and it's like part of my life now.
Oh, yeah.
And that definitely, for me, and don't get me wrong, I had a rich heritage and tradition of deer camp and those, and that's something that I loved.
Yeah.
And I looked forward to
a short window of hunting. It's not the way we hunt now.
Right. And then that, when I had a guy come alongside me and say, let's go.
Yeah.
I'll show you what I do. I'm going to take you where there's tons of deer, and we're going to get your first deer. And it was just like, after that, and then, like I said, I had success. And so I was hooked after that, and so it's been that way. And so that's why I've been big with like Lexi and, and even for me, dude, what I learned over time was I don't mind, especially when I got older, I don't mind giving the person that goes with me the success instead of me having the success. It's actually probably as rewarding or more than me taking it.
Especially if somebody you're close to. I'm that way.
Absolutely.
Luke killed his first buck,
Yeah.
It was like a little, I don't know what the inches were, but it
didn't matter.
Little 6-point egg, dude. I was freaking
Yeah. And that's,
and he had killed some deer before that, but that was his first horned animal. Like, that kind of means something. But
so if you're that guy out there, and I know there's tons of them, and find that young person that wants something like that.
Yeah.
Because if they want it and a knowledgeable adult comes alongside them, man, that's a bond.
Yeah.
I mean, even to this day, like I said, me and Jerry have been buddies forever, but that's where our bond started. You know what I mean? It's like, it was so fun. And to this day, that's what's really stuck. So yeah, when you said that, it was like the first thing that popped in my head.
Yeah. That's kind of what I like about that. The deal is because you immediately have one. So, my first one was kind of basically the same thing yours is in a way, other than I didn't have, my father didn't hunt. My grandfather, I think they ran coon dogs a long time ago, but that was their hunting. So I never really had a mentor. It's like everything else in my life, I learned it by myself.
Yeah.
Just figuring it out and screwing up a lot, I think of some of the hunts and some of the pretty big deer I seen on Chaffee that I blew because I was set up wrong or did this. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Thinking back now, it's like, that's how you figure it out. But
and see, to what happens in my mind, so say, like I did, I went and got with this mentor. I really started loving it.
Yeah.
He went that way down south to hunt and stuff, and we would go together and, 4 or 5 hours and driving. And it was like, for a destination, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
So much fun. And then, I start progressing in my hunting. I want to know more and I want to learn more. And then I find other guys.
Yeah.
Like the Daggett, my cousins. Yeah. I fell in with them and they're hardcore hunters. And it was like, oh, these are my people.
Yeah.
And it's like, where you been my whole first part of my life? You know what I mean? Yeah. And so, that camaraderie is there, and to this day it's there.
Yeah, yeah.
And then what happens is the progression of it is your family members and stuff around you.
Yeah.
Want to be a part of it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And so everybody starts.
You saw an uptick and like I said, your dad's hunting way more
now. Oh yeah. And my brother, that, that's what's cool about it. And but yeah, for me, it was definitely having and it doesn't have to be a guy, it could be a woman, it doesn't matter. Just someone to say, you know what, come with me. I'll show you you want to see some deer, and that's what he told me. He said, you want to see some deer, you need to come with me. I said, I'll go with you.
Yeah. Where you taking me?
Load me up.
I'll hold your hand.
And dude, I come back and I killed a 7-point.
Nice.
Scored about 100 inches, and I thought I was the king of the world.
Oh,
I kid you not. I mean, it was the greatest thing ever. And me and him were high-fiving, and he came running, busted my lip, and we couldn't believe it, and it's like, it was so cool. And so, once I got that in me, and I knew it was there anyway.
Sure.
But, you get somebody that loves it and brings a little bit of that to you, it's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I had to pull back. Because I was getting way out of balance. This is all I want to do.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I got a good wife in the early on.
Yeah. At least 2 notches.
Can I see you tonight? Nope, I'm hunting. It's like, okay.
I was kind of telling Zach Hall that because social media is a good place too. You can help a lot of people out. I'm on a lot of those food plot forums and switch plot forums, and not that I know everything, but if I know the answer, I'm definitely hey, here's what I do.
That's what worked for me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's like you can get a lot of help that way too in hunting stuff. I try not to give too much hunting advice because, it's a hot topic when you start doing that stuff. But
it's an opinion thing.
But you can't get advice off, there's some dudes out there that'll give you great advice off social media platforms. But I was telling him that I was like, man, I dig this hole and put in a water hole, and it was a lot of work, man. I was like, yeah, a lot, all this work starts now for 4.6 seconds of a chance to shoot something.
Exactly,
think about it.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, he's like, I never thought about it like that. I was like, yeah, it's 5 seconds maybe of an opportunity to kill your target deer.
And can you contain yourself to do it?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people can't.
Yeah. So this question kind of spurred up off of our last podcast. I kind of put it up on I don't know if I put it up on TikTok or YouTube or both maybe, but one of the clips there of, me saying, I think, dads is the problem.
Sure.
And a lot of people reached out and was like, hey, a lot of dads just aren't involved or not around. And I'm like, yeah, it's still dads, but if they're deceased or something, a mentor would be great. And I think, if there's somebody out there that knows a situation like that's got a young kid, like that'd be a great opportunity to
and I think
step in. And,
and I think that there's a lot of dads that's not interested in that.
Sure.
But they got a kid that could be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or that shows interest in that. And that's when that, that uncle or that friend of the friend that's the big hunter.
Yeah.
Pull somebody alongside you, man. Take one of them kids with you because if you get them hooked, you got them. And that's, and I don't care what people say. If that's your hobby and that's what your hang up is hunting, you could be in a whole lot worse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Question,
Don't get me wrong. You can get it out of balance. And I did.
Yeah.
I was one of those that did, but there's so much more worse in the world that you could be doing.
Yeah. So, for sure.
And nature,
it leads to a lot of cool stuff, a lot of memories, a lot of great talks, even if you're by yourself, seeing the world wake up. I get some of my best, time with God when I'm in a tree stand. And it also leads to, man, you know what? I want to save my money and buy land. And now you've got, a kid that has an opportunity like, hey, I want to be a landowner. Now you can get into food play. Now you can. So there's a lot of cool stuff. I mean, cool stuff. It doesn't always lead down that road. It doesn't have to, but there's just a lot of good that came out. I got to go hunting. And my dad wasn't a hunter, but I had I think when I was 12, he finally said, okay, you can go. And I had a 20 gauge single shot shotgun with double lock buckshot in it. And I was going hunting. So, back then it was like, you just walk wherever.
Sure.
I mean, cross the fences.
Didn't matter.
Cross the fences and didn't know.
Right.
And, I think it was like my third hunt, dude. I was walking down a pretty big hill and there was like a seismograph road, a little bench, basically is what it was. And, all of a sudden I heard this ruckus up above me. And so I squatted down just on the road and, I couldn't tell you what it was. It was probably a 6 or an 8 point buck, and I'm 13 and I was like, let the hammer go, boom, shot. And I think I probably hit nothing. I don't know. Never found no blood, never found nothing. But I mean, I was, dry heaving and like so ecstatic. Like I just killed him, never found the deer. Cause I thought I smoked the deer. I don't miss, but I don't no telling where I hit this buck at. But that was like, and from that point on, it was like you said, like, all right, I'm doing this. This is what I'm doing.
Yeah. Nothing's made me feel like this before. So, and it's legal. So I'm doing it.
Yeah. This is what I'm doing. So.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a great question, man. That's, I mean, you can go many ways with that. But that's my number one for sure.
You could go the equipment route or the stand entry. I thought about all that too. Like, well, always make sure you got, wind is huge. I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to wind when I first started hunting. I just hunted and like, there's a lot of topics or a lot of, the list is on and on and on what you could tell a kid, but I was kind of wanting to see what yours was. I said the last podcast and some of the content we got and questions and replies kind of spurred me to ask that question. Like, all right, what's,
that's definitely my number one.
Yeah. Yeah. And ours kind of fell in line.
Yeah. Yeah. It's similar.
Part. Yeah. So.
And even our relationship kind of, spurred through, the hunting side.
Oh,
you know
definitely.
What I mean? Because I mean, you were, what was you 3 or 4 years ahead of me in school, something like that?
Yeah, probably 3.
And we didn't even really know each other.
I tell that people all the time. I was like, I didn't really talk to Cody in school. I think I've ever seen him, but I mean, really.
Yeah. No, I didn't run in your circle, but but no, that's cool. Yeah, that's a good question, man.
Yeah,
I liked it. Well, guys, thanks for being on our 50th.
Yeah, number 50. Thanks for hanging with us.
Yeah, well, this has been fun, man. It's been an adventure.
Yeah.
Appreciate everybody listening.
We met it. Yeah. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Bye,
See
everybody.
you.